general things about a Pisces sun sign in regards to romance before we get into the individual signs?
Well, I think anytime we're talking about romance, we're talking about a person's, first of all, fundamentally understanding a person's needs and drives. And Pisces, being a water sign, and being a mutable water sign, what that means is that emotion, intuition, compassion, imagination, these are huge in the world of Pisces.
So I could see this sign being a lot more creative in nature.
It's quite creative.
Okay.
And healing.
Healing's a good word for that too. So a muted water sign.
It's a mutable water sign,
okay.
Meaning that Pisces are able to be very adjustable to their environment and to those around them.
Sounds like a lot of more strong feminine energy to me.
Very feminine sign, actually,
so
in
like
terms of the yin-yang
Yeah.
concept of femininity. So very receptive, very intuitive.
So what about Pisces and Cancer? I would think these two could understand each other pretty well, given the fact that they're both water signs and more emotionally deep in nature.
We're going to change seats because
Okay.
you're doing such a good job, honest to God.
And I've just been learning a lot from you over the other videos. So it's rubbing off, but you do a much better job of going into detail as to why. These are just guesses.
No, I think you're onto something that makes Pisces and Cancer pairings so flowing. That's a little water joke.
Yeah.
It's so small. Let's just get rid of that one.
And it does make sense. It does though. Because it could be perceived as a joke, but I could see where those two could make a nice little stream together.
Well, and Pisces is very emotionally intuitive. Cancer is all about emotion, emotional security, nurturing. It's also about home and hearth, the family, showing how much you care by making a safe home and nurturing with good food, and it's a very cuddly kind of energy. And so the emotional needs and the language of intuition and the sentiment and certainly security is a stronger need for Cancer. So if that is met, sometimes the kind of visionary, spiritual, and imaginal nature of Pisces might be a little challenging for Cancer, but I suspect that they can work that out pretty easily.
It sounds like the type of house where as a kid you want to go to a sleepover over there, because it would be like just sweet and cozy.
I think there might be, I think there might be berries and marshmallows.
Yeah,
There you go.
totally. Definitely hit up that house. I always like to talk about a very good point that you bring up, that we shouldn't put all of our stock and thoughts into the sun sign compatibility, because like you mentioned, there's a lot more to it.
That's right. Well, so perhaps when we're talking about Pisces, we can be open to the thought of Pisces sun. But if you happen to know that you're a Pisces moon or a Pisces ascendant, some of this information may relate, and vice versa. If you know that your partner or friend shares ascendant or moon sign with some of the other signs that we're discussing, maybe that will help us to see that it's not just sun sign compatibility we're looking at the rising sign, attitude, and the way others perceive us and receive us, and the moon sign, our soul, and certainly Venus and Mars come in to play anytime we're talking about attracting relationships and the fire and passion of relationships.
Right, because to a true astrologer like you, now that I've witnessed a complete astrological chart, there really is so much more happening than just your traditional sun sign. So we want you to keep that in mind when we're talking about compatibility, referring to sun sign compatibility. And as we've said before, remember to love yourself first before you go trying to love anyone else, because then no matter what your sign is, it makes it a lot easier. And thanks for watching.
Bye-bye, thank you.